It's just me, myself.
There you go. Apparently the live didn't give me a chance to do anything. So I'm going to put our bloody, where the hell is our thing? Our thing. Where's the theme tune? Where's the theme tune? There's the theme tune. Sexy thing. Hello. Hello.
You plonker could have warned me.
Can you see if that's gone onto the wall, please? Because I've just tried to put it on the group as well, and now my phone's saying, I've never seen this group. Never seen this group before.
Right, well, I have. Bear with me. Because I'm sure.
We'll be with you in a minute, everybody. Just bear with us.
Yeah, it's on there. Only because I'm on the ball.
Ah, right, nice one. Thank you. You put it on there for me. Well, I put it on the page and I put it on the group thing. So let's just do this. There's Eric. Could have warned you too. Hi, everybody. Mr. Josh is busy at the moment. He might or might not be with us. So we shall see. I'm going to keep messages on in case he is.
You're rather quiet, Mark.
Quiet?
Yeah.
Oh. What's going on with this? Because remember when I said, God, that's loud.
They don't seem to be so loud tonight.
There's the volume. Be all right. Let me just check the microphone. That's right. The same. The microphone's absolutely fine. Right. Is that better?
No, it's pretty much the same as it was.
Humana. Audio. Right. Hang on. Right. How's that? Is that better?
A lot better.
Right.
It's a lot clearer as well. It's almost as if you had a muffler on the microphone.
No, for some reason, because I use the Flip 6 as the speaker, it was telling this, and I've never had it do it on any of the other apps. It was telling that to use that as my microphone. So I had to go into the settings and say, that's not my fucking microphone. Pack it the buggery in. Right, let's set this to high resolution. Ah, that's better. You can see me in all my hairy majesty. Right. There you go. Right, that should be a lot better. Hey, guys. Hey, Charles. Hey, Rita. Hey, Eric, Andy, everybody, and everybody out there watching us. Last week's show, we got to 500 views. So not been doing too bad. And that's just on Facebook. That's without all the other stuff. So we seem to be popular. I don't know why. But what do you think?
Very sexy.
Rachel got me it. Yeah, Rachel got me it. But unfortunately, I can't do it up. It's an XL, but it's Chinese XL. So, it goes on there and goes, I've got big titties. You can't wear. So,
yeah, I was going to say, your boobs are too big.
They are. I got massive knockers, mate. Steady, all of you.
Be like me.
Be like, what? Spookanori events? Dark Mirror
God,
Radio Show.
even-
Nipple shot. Dark Mirror Radio Show.
Even got the company that made them ended up did a TikTok, which had about 11,000 odd views, simply because there was a massive cock up with the t-shirts.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
So because these are embroidered, we've got team printed on the back, but these are embroidered, and as they were trying to do the embroidery, it ripped the shirts. So they had to try it again, and it ripped the shirts again. So they tried it a different way, and luckily it went. So they were able to do them, and they arrived Friday afternoon. So it was all ready for Saturday night, which was pretty cool. So
yeah, we need to get some embroidered for the show, I think, because I find that this stuff's all coming off and fading, and you know,
yeah. I mean, they would have to be. It would have to be pretty sort of similar to sort of that.
Yeah.
But the company that did these will do them. But they were really good.
Find out for us, or send me the details, please.
Yeah, I can find out because I'll get discount. So.
All right. Yeah, nice one.
Because I've been promoting them, so I get a 15% discount. So.
Okay. Well, yeah, if you can find out on to start with 3. One for you, one for me, and one for Josh.
Yeah, it's probably going to be around 70, I think, without the discount.
Whoever that was at Walmart. Hello. Oh,
that was clearly there.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I'll have a look at that in a minute. I'll do that in a minute. But yeah, how is everybody anyway? I'm knackered. Absolutely knackered. Hanging out of my bottom. I was going to ride my motorbike tonight, and it's absolutely pissing down.
Oh, not too bad. It's been quite warm here today, and it's. I sort of recovered quite well from the weekend. Didn't get home till about 3:30 Sunday morning, and then got up again at 7:30. Well, sorry, no, 4:30, 6 o'clock, then 7:30. So.
Where were you?
We're at Beacon Hill Fort in Harwich, Essex.
All right, yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Very, very good night. Phil came and did his bit of filming and did some interviews and stuff like that. And it was a really good night. We got quite a lot of stuff going on. The guests were quite impressed, so everything went.
That's your first one, Spookanori, wasn't it? Here I am plugging somebody else's other fucking stuff on the show.
Yeah, it was the first one of my events, and it went really well. So we're looking at getting a few more done because Beacon Hill itself, they don't charge an admission fee for people to go in. They just solely rely on donations. So doing something like a paranormal event there, get some decent money in so that they can pay for stuff to be done and things like that. So it's all good for them. But it was good. It was very good. And now as a result, we're going to be doing one for Christmas as well. Hopefully in December, we're going to do a Christmas event in Colchester itself. So keep your eyes peeled.
What was I going to say? No. Oh, yeah. Did you speak to Phil about coming on?
Yeah. I thought you'd already booked him.
We haven't decided on a date yet. I just said to him, any Monday, let me know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, I did mention to him about coming on the show, and he was a bit sidetracked with doing other things. So. Because obviously he had a lot of his gear to set up and everything else. So
I'll message him in the week.
He sort of like went off for a wander and he was going around on his own doing some filming, and he got some good stuff as well from all accounts. So,
I didn't realise he was into doing the paranormal investigations as well. I thought he was like purely Dogman and stuff.
I thought that as well, but then I first met him down at the Ironworks in Southend. We were doing an investigation down there, and he was there filming as well. So it was quite good. So of course he wanted to come along Saturday night.
Yeah.
So he was the first guest there, and got all his stuff set up and everything else. And then we split off into two groups. So we had one lot doing above ground, another lot doing underground. And me and Phil were just walking around, and then I had to scoot off in between the two groups to make sure they were all right. And so he was quite happy wandering around and doing his own thing. So it was pretty good.
Well, what was I going to say? What's been up to in the paranormal world apart from ghost hunting for another place that I shouldn't be advertising on here? But it's only because it's you.
Yeah, well,
anything?
I don't know. Has anything else been going on?
It's literally just every single thing that I've been going on, and I've been checking out. I've been sharing a lot of stuff on the walls and everything like that. Everything is point. Do you remember last week we were talking about everything seems to be ramping up to that one point, and we said 2025, 2027, and we said that 2-3 years ago. Something like that. And every bloody thing I've been looking at and rabbit holes I've been going down where they've been having these proper discussions. Even Billy Carlson and that lot have been saying 2020 this year and 2027. And they reckon that 2027 is what the government the governments of the world have been given as the deadline to tell us that there is something and what's going on. And that's that. And there seems to be
a lot more whispers going on,
and a lot more whispers in corridors in the halls of government as well.
Well, yeah, and there's a lot more stuff actually coming out into the general populace as well. There's a lot of things that are being said, and a lot of things that are being shared, especially on social media, whether it's
nice one, Eric.
Whether it's to try and deceive us or to try and trick us into thinking one way of, getting us into that one way of thinking.
Yeah.
But there has certainly been a ramping up of different things going on within the UFO community.
Yeah.
So it does appear to be gearing up to that final solution as such.
It does, doesn't it?
It just seems there's so much of it going on now. You look on TikTok. I mean, okay, yes, TikTok has an algorithm that is specifically aimed at the individual.
Yeah.
So the more videos you like of a certain type, the more it comes up on your For You page. So the next time you go on,
cryptozoology and ufology,
you get a lot more things. But what I do, so it keeps that algorithm neutral, is I change what I look for. So 1 minute I'll be looking up UFOs, but then next minute I might look up microwave cookery recipes, just so that it resets that algorithm into something else. But it still seems to drip feed through, and then it gets predominant again, and then you have to look for something else.
Isn't it America that's trying to get all the American government's trying to get TikTok banned because they think it has got backdoors in it, but they think that the Chinese use it to spy.
They did. I think it was about 2 or 3 years ago. They did say they wanted to ban it because it was a Chinese-run social media site. That they wanted to ban it because it meant they were spying on us, and that was the time roughly of the TikTok incident as well. It started about 3 years ago. Then the TikTok incident, not the TikTok incident.
I have no idea what you mean by TikTok incident.
The Tic Tac incident.
Oh, Tic Tac! Right. Okay.
We're talking TikToks and Tic Tacs. You get confused between the two. But yeah, with the Tic Tac incident, it started again because the rumor was that they were spying on us, and that's what they wanted. So we're going to get rid of TikTok so that they can't see what we're up to. But then you go to some places and they ban Facebook or they ban Twitter, and it chops and changes.
You read that? You just imagine that the Pope comes out and goes, spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch. It's a me, Wario. You just see that, can't you?
Here we go. Spiritus Sanctus.
It'll be revealed in the next year in the US. Well, like I say, Charles, we've been saying about this for the last nearly 4 years now.
Yeah.
That everything's been ramping up. When you look at if you had a flow chart of UFO sightings across the world, predominantly, really, you'll see that like 10 years ago, it was Italy, South America, and out of South Africa and stuff like that, where the UFO sightings were coming up. And that was because it was new on social media. People were only they had shit cameras, and they were all taking photos and things. Now, with all the social media we've got and the super duper cameras we've got on our phones and everything like that, as soon as you see something like click, bang, live, and everybody can see it. And the Bobbermans of the world, allegedly, and this is what we were talking about, whispers and corridors and things, have been, from what I've seen and what Wayne's probably seen and Josh has probably seen, for the rabbit holes that we go down to when we do all the research for the shows, sorry, I'm back. What do you mean, sorry, you're back, you daft bugger? Gosh, you're welcome back. It's all everybody is saying that these Bobbermans of the world have been given an ultimatum from the Galactic Federation, if that's a real thing, because that's very Star Trekky. Hey, Robert. There is some sort of Galactic Federation, but apparently they've been told by the Galactic Federation that they have to prepare us for the fact that they are here. They're benign, they're friendly, and they want to bring us onto a new vibrationary level. They want us to ascend. Ascending doesn't mean dying and going to heaven. Forget that. Forget all these bloody cults that go, there's going to be UFOs, let's kill ourselves. No. All it means is, like with COVID, they said life would change as we know it. And that was when the Mayan calendar stopped and said it was the end of the world. But when you read into it, it wasn't the end of the world. It was the end of life as we know it. And with COVID, it did. It was the end of life as we know it, because it all changed, because we all didn't go out. We had to wear these things. We all got injected. Well, some of us got injected and on all that stuff. So these Bobbermans of the world have been told, it's you can beam me up. I'm ready. I know, mate. I know, Eric. But yeah, they've been told, prepare your people. We're gonna come, and we're gonna let everybody know we're here. If you don't prepare your people, don't tell them, we're still gonna turn up anyway and show them that we are here. We're vastly superior to you guys. Please toe the line. Stop being so silly, and stop having wars everywhere, and stop trying to kill each other, because we're gonna come along and go stop, which would be actually really, really good.
I still think that if they are going to reveal themselves, which they are at some point,
they're going to go.
I don't think they're just going to turn up to any one particular government.
No, it's going to be global.
They're going to do a global, ta-da, we're here.
Yeah.
Because to go to any one particular government could be the worst thing they could do.
Yeah, because if you side with any alliance, and no offense to anybody watching, but there are alliances in the world, countries in the world that think they're the biggest, think they're the best. And I'm not going to name any one. There's several that do that. And
the thing is they're going to be coming to, they're going to try, if they're coming to assist us in any way, shape or form, they're going to assist the human race. Yeah. They're not coming to assist a particular country, because there is no trust between countries, regardless of what they say on the news or on TV. They do not trust or will not trust a individual country. So they would have to come on a global scale and go, we're here to teach you the next step, but it needs to be all of you, not just certain individuals or certain countries. It's got to be shared with everybody.
Would they be part of the Rainbow Alliance? The LGBTQ, WXRYZ. Would they? Because then they could go, we're here, we're grey. That's what they need to do. That something like that. They literally need to appear and just go, badoof, we're here, guys.
I think that'll be the next step. Actually, get the LGBTQ flag and put a little alien in that little triangle bit at the top.
What would an alien sex be? because you got. I'm sorry, this is a general opinion of a lot of people. There's two sexes, there's male and female. That's not your sexuality. Your sexuality, completely different. Body wise, you have a man, you have a woman. What else that's added to or taken away or altered after that is your preference. The same as sexual preference. That's your preference. But there's only two bodies. Male.
I mean, I don't have an issue with any of that until you make the mistake of saying he, she, her, or whatever, or he, but, you know, and then they turn around and have a go at you. And there was one the other day actually. And Eric's got it on there. There was a video of a lady. She looked like a lady. She sounded like a lady. She had long hair. She wore a dress. She had breasts, you know, and she had the voice of a lady. And yet this woman that was interviewing her made the mistake of saying, I can't remember when she actually said the word she, and she turned around and she said, no, I don't agree with that. And the woman said, what do you mean you don't agree with it? And she said, I'm not she, I'm non-binary. And she turned around and she said, but are you or are you not a woman? And she went, no, I'm a it, they, them, or something stupid. And she turned around and she said, sorry, you look like a woman. You're wearing a dress. You've got long hair. You've got the voice, blah, blah, blah. You are a woman. You're a he, you're a she or her.
Yeah.
And she went, no, I'm not having it. I won't have it. And she turned around and she said, I'm interviewing the wrong person. See you later, and walked off.
See, like I've got lots of friends who are gay, bi, lesbian, straight, whatever. I honestly, and it is the view of everybody in the show. I don't care what sex you are. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what color you are. If you're a nice person, you're a nice person, and that's all that should fucking matter, right? Literally, if you're gay, wow, awesome. If you're transsexual, wow, awesome. If you're a lesbian, wow, awesome. If you're bi, wow, awesome. If you get sexually aroused by fucking toasters, wow, awesome. I really don't care. If you're a nice person, you're a nice person. I'm disabled, right? Doesn't make me an arsehole. Some people think I'm an arsehole. Some people think I'm a nice person. I don't care. If you're friends with me, I'm friends with you, and I will have your back. I don't care race, creed, color, sexuality. Wayne's the same. Josh is the same. But when you get the thing that pisses me off is these fucking self-entitled 20-somethings that go, I am they, them. Sam fucking Smith. Sorry, he's a prick. Sam Smith, they, them, with his, I'm going to wear this, that, and the other, my high-heel boots and have to have tattoos of fucking kids on me. No. You will address me as they, them. Fuck off. What made you that self-entitled that you think you can do that? It's that generation, you know. I'm sorry, but you know, yeah, we'll go back to aliens. Do you reckon they'll have 10-foot willies, or do you reckon it'll be in the armpit, or what?
The problem is because we haven't got, you know, we've got people's, you know, abductees impressions of what they look like. But has anybody, you know, obviously some abductees have been impregnated.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Hence the hybrids. But no one has actually referenced anything to do with how they did it, or referenced their sexual organs when they've been sitting on the tables being probed, or anything like that. So
that's an awesome message. Oh, hang on, that way. Robert's message. That's an awesome message. I like that.
So, you know, I mean, we always saw the Greys. They just, you know, in the artistic impressions of them in movies, cartoons, comic books, you name it, all literature that we've had, they have just been like a basic outline figure of a grey with these big bulgy eyes and nostrils and so on. So who's to say they weren't wearing silver boiler suits? Or suits that were the same colour as their skin? You're not going to see them.
I completely agree with that. Just 1 second on that. For anybody who's going to get up in their arms and airy-fairy because I dared say that about that, there's tons and tons of people that we know and are friends with that are gay, bi, straight, transsexual, what fucking ever. And they don't do the they, them, he, You know, there's he, she, you, whatever the fuck you want to be. But the they, them, self-entitled, I'm going to throw a hissy fit because you have dared not to. I'm disabled. Do I use a pronoun? Do I use a pronoun? Does anybody else I know who's disabled use a fucking pronoun just because they're disabled? No, they don't. So why should you? Anyway, and that's pure entitlement. The boiler suits. Yeah, I've always thought that like tall and short greys, especially, because you know that they think that the tall ones are like the, what do they call them, the overseers, and the little ones are like
the watchers.
Yeah. Or the little ones are clones that do their job and then turn back into biomass or whatever. I've always thought that when they describe them as grey and this, that the black eyes are actually things. I reckon it's like some sort of suit. I reckon that it's not a skin, but it's like a skin, along with those.
A bit like an Independence Day.
Yeah.
When you look at the aliens on Independence Day, when you look at the outer suit, that actually looks like an alien, but the actual alien itself is inside the suit, and it looks completely different to the external one.
It looks like skin and stuff, doesn't it? But it's not.
And I suppose, and in a way, it would make sense because you're coming to a planet. If you've never been to that planet before, you don't know what the air is going to be like, whether you can breathe it or not, because your planet could be composed of completely different gases.
And counter suits. That's what you called them in Babylon 5, wasn't it? You had those weird looking things that were inside a suit, and they called them encounter suits. And I've always thought that if you've got anytime they see like aliens and they've got these weird massive heads and the black eyes and this, it's some sort of bio suit. It's an encounter suit, exactly as Wayne's rightly said. Their atmosphere is going to be different to us, so they need to have the whatever it is from their atmosphere. They need to be able to breathe it in, put it through, or whatever. You know? I
mean, it could be just because of the pollution. You know, on natural atmosphere, they could probably breathe, but because of the pollution, it could affect them.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm going to read out, if you don't mind, I'm going to read out this message that's just come up in the chat room, because that's awesome. Oh no, the funniest thing I had to go through during my time as a retail associate was a training course of which I learned 3 very specific things. 1, sometimes people are going to identify as objects. Don't we all know that? 2, you can't make fun of them for how they identify. See, that's one thing I won't do. I won't make fun of them, but I do object to the self-entitled, you will call me they, them. Fuck off. And 3, when Jimmy the Toaster is stocking his family members in the home department, it's not a laughing matter. I'm just going to put this toaster up here. All right, Jim, that your dad, mate? Yeah, that's funny. I don't know. The aliens, I believe, are some Nordic types. Yeah, look at the Scandinavian ones. There's a lot, and look at their gods. Look at the legends of their gods, the same as the Native Americans and the Romans and the Greeks and the Indians. Look at their gods. Look at the Parthenon. Every single one has the same Parthenon, the same members that all do the same jobs, different names and appear in different guises, but their books appeared at the same timeline. I
think Nico's got it right. The biological grown suit, like the one in the remake of The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yeah. And the one of the things I read was with some of the ones that have got these suits, the way they eat and they get the nutrients for like we take nutrients out of food. They have this gel that they spread on their skin. They don't eat. They don't have the things to eat, but they have this gel that they spread on, and their skin absorbs all the stuff that they need to carry on, well, living really. And that suit helps to absorb it.
It's always going to be, at the moment, until one turns up and gives us the entire anatomy breakdown of their species, all we are ever going to do is speculate and theorize on what these creatures or what these aliens are going to be, how they feed, how they reproduce, how they breathe, how they see, smell, whatever.
Yeah. We're
always only going to theorize on how they are going to live until we actually meet one. And then it's going to be a case, and I think this is why a lot of people are worried that if aliens were to come down here, people like the American Boberman are going to say, right, oi, you in here, stick it on a table, cut him open, and see how he works.
Well, that's exactly what Charles said. But I think that the people who come down to visit us, know damn well that that's what certain Bobbermans, if not all of them, are like, and B, there's no fucking way I'm going to let them do that. They're going to be like, we'll come down. If you try any of that shit, we'll just wipe you off the face of the earth.
The thing is, though, you wouldn't need to do it anymore, would you? Because, like, obviously, with an MRI scanner, you know, ET comes down, says hello, how do you do, D? You go, right, excuse me, do you mind just popping into this scanner so we can see how your internal system works?
Spot on,
Stick him through the scanner, pop him out the other side, job done. We know exactly how he works, where his organs are, what organs do which. Oh, Joe, get off of Tom Hardy, he's a plonker. Do you know what? I could even read that as well. My eyes must be improving. So, you know, and Eric's right there as well. The best way to protect yourself from harmful toxins would be a biological suit. But the problem is our biological suits are like that wide. So we do look like something from outer space.
This is what I was on about. And then you look at our logo that my daughter designed, and you look at the light up here. Hang on. Hang on, let me turn the lamp off a minute.
I mean, could it be the domed head? Obviously, the domed head is a lot bigger. So could it be that the domed head is where all the filtration system is? Yeah. All this cavity that's up here could be where all the filtration system is for all the air and the food or whatever they need, could be in all this section there. Because when you look at their bodies are quite thin. And you wouldn't have that room.
I'm sorry, I appear to have started something now. When Kevin, Mr. Fluffy Wellington Smith, who identifies as a house cat, shits in a litter box in the middle of the sales floor, that's when I have a problem. And that's what I was talking about. Self-entitled bullshit. Look at myself and Rachel. When we get on my bike, we put a crash helmet on. Right? My crash helmet is an expensive one, and it's got all the built-in mic and earpieces. It's all built into the helmet. It's not a separate thing that you add. It came like that. And it's quite big, and it's got the black visor, and it looks alienified. It's a Ruroc. But can you imagine how big your helmet would have to be? Can you imagine how big their helmets would have to be to incorporate communications, visual, oral, cooling systems, food, nutrients, water, if that's what they have to take, sustenance, computer systems, sensors? The helmet would have to be a hell of a lot bigger than any crash helmet I'm going to wear. And look at
not necessarily, because if they're 5,000 years more advanced than us, they would have things a lot more compact than what we would. So everything they need would probably fit in that helmet.
So why are the helmets so large?
Well, your helmet's so large, maybe, but an alien's helmet for what they need wouldn't be.
All right, some races are going to have large helmets. It doesn't matter how fucking say this. We're just going to giggle about this. Large helmets, get out of your system. When you look at the greys, the little ones and the big ones, they have. I do believe that exactly as everyone in the chat room is rightly saying, you said and everything. It's an encounter suit. But why is the helmet so big? Do you think they have the cone-shaped heads that you in antiquity and all the statues and some weird skeletons that have been found? Not the ones that have had their heads bound, but the natural ones, like the Mexico one, the 3 fingers and 3 toes. Do you reckon is their helmet so big to encompass a large head?
Well, I mean, when you look at our heads, we only use a third of our brains.
Yeah, you're right.
So if our brain is in all of this, and we only use a third of it, what's this lot for?
Well, you've got it's been scientifically proven that our brains operate in several dimensions. There's quantum, so that's the speed of thought going on and everything like that. And that, one cell's linked to another cell right the way across the fucking universe and things. We've spoken about this before, haven't we? When we're born, when we're young, we have all these bits of our brain that we don't use open. So we only use 20% of our vision. We don't see everything that's here. We only see 20% of it. So when those things are open, we can see spirit, we can see colors, we can see auras, this, that, and the other. But when we're kids, we think it's imaginary friends and this, that, and the other. But we grow up being constantly told ghosts aren't real, this isn't real, that's not real, there's one God, there's one religion, there's the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, all this stuff. So gradually over the years, as we grow up with all this constant, it's no such thing as blah blah blah, these bits that we use that were open get closed off because we think it's not real, you know. And when you look into people who can astral travel, and you look into people who've got ESP and this, that, and the other, all those bits that everyone else has closed off over the years of the growth, those bits are open and alive and well. So
yeah, people are more susceptible to those sort of things. More of their brain is being used than someone that's closed off. They've proved that. So it's, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, if human evolution advances, because there is a common theory that the alien greys are us, but they're either us from the future or us from a different dimension.
Well, have you seen
evolution has taken a different stage to what ours has? So as they've crossed dimensions into this one and come to here in visitation, people have gone, oh my God, they're aliens, but they're not. They're actually looking at us from the other dimension or us from the future.
Yeah, again, there is the thing that when we cross over, all it is the easiest way to think about dying, we're not actually dying. Our body is, which is our own encounter suit to deal with, to interact with everything on this particular plane of existence, this realm. And yeah, you're right. Our brains would go necrotic. It would die. But we don't use the potential of our brains. We only use a third of the potential because everything else is closed off and we just don't know how to use half of it. A lot of us don't know how to open up. It took me a long time to learn how to open up before an investigation and how to use the visual techniques. Chi, I've learned how to use Chi. Most people think it's bollocks, and I've learned the black and the white side of it. Took a long time. So many things you can do with your brain, but people don't believe it. And there's so many bits of our DNA that have had this, what they call telemark caps, those caps put on to stop us from accessing it. We're capable of so many things. But exactly as Charles just said, we can raise our vibration up. Yeah, we do need to do that. I listen to a lot of those frequencies when I can't sleep, and it really helps.
I think in evolution, we will eventually start using more and more of our brains, the part of the brains that we're not currently using.
Yeah, Lucy, I've seen the film Lucy. Very good. I think a lot of us are capable of using our brains, the bits that get not used properly because we're told this and we're told that. And I think there are people out there, genuine people out there who are genuinely gifted, and those bits are open, wide open, and they can use them. Joe knows all about that. All of you in the chat room, you know all about this. Both my daughters are clairaudient and clairsentient. Pardon me, excuse me. I've got the weird spidey senses where I can go into a building and I can tell you if there's something there. I can tell you if it's good or bad, but that's it. That's as far as mine go. Wayne's got something similar to that as well, haven't you? Because you can communicate. I can't, but I can tell you if it's good or bad. That's it. But there's so many different things. I mean, we don't know what evolution has been like on these other planets that have been found. So if you've got these guys coming and they've got massive heads and they've got massive helmets, maybe they are capable of doing fantastic things with their brains, but they have things in their helmet that amplifies it. You know, like there's I can't remember what the race is.
Magneto.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a race that can influence people and calm people and influence the flow of things. And I can't remember what the race is, but that would be an awesome power. Can you imagine that? Just stopping all the wars in the world, just going to a meeting and looking at somebody and thinking, you're going to relax. You're going to stop this silliness. You're going to stop trying to have a war just because you're a fucking president and stop all the bollocks. That would be so cool. You know, stop all the thing is,
I think if I was an alien race, or as part of an alien race, and I was being sent here to try and get the human race to join this galactic federation type thing, I wouldn't want to come here and go, hey guys, you know, and say, right, here's our technology, here's where we come from, this is what we like, blah, 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 so on and so forth, and share all the knowledge that they know without turning around to them and saying, first, you need to sort your shit out first.
Yeah.
Before we share any of this stuff, because at the moment, the way the human race is, we're so destructive against each other, let alone going out into space and venturing out there and seeing what's out there. We need to get our own acts together first before we start doing it out there.
Look at all the shit that's going on. I mean, they're always associated with nukes because, again, back to the Galactic Federation, one of their things is planets shouldn't have anything like that. They shouldn't have nuclear. They shouldn't have, what was the other one? There's nuclear, hydrogen, like as in weapons. Hydrogen cars, yeah, nuclear power, possibly, but you should never ever use it as weapons because it's so fucking destructive. And not just at the time when it goes bang and blows shit out of everything, but the long term, the fallout, the damage it does to cells, to wildlife, to any life, you know. And that's why this Galactic Federation is dead against it. And they're like, no, don't fucking use it. What are you doing? You're a dickhead. Look at what happened to bloody Mars and the Legends of Mars and everything that happened. You know, look at the state of it. And Mars has evidence of airburst strikes, the same as India has spots all over it where thermonuclear devices have gone off from thousands of years ago. Proven, scientifically proven. Same with Mars, proven. And Mars has even got that glass that's made when nuclear bombs get off. You get shock glass from lightning strikes. And I can't remember what this glass is called, but you get this other type of glass.
Fulgurites.
What's it called?
From lightning, it's fulgurites.
Fulgurites, yeah. It's also called shock glass, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's one made from nuclear bombs, and I can't remember what it's called, but they found it on Mars. They found it with the rovers, you know, and all this stuff. And it's like, this is why the Federation keeps coming down saying to the government, stop your shit. Look what happened to that planet. You fucked it. Because some of us down there, we reckon, came from up there. And it's like they're going, stop it. You're doing it again. You're going to fuck another planet up. Stop it. We don't want you doing it. Technically speaking, we can imagine up to 99% of their home world because of how they evolved. Yeah, exactly. Who's to say it's not silicon-based?
Yeah.
Who's to say on other planets you haven't got male and female? You've got whatever, you know? Who's to say that, like, there'd be some places that can actually reproduce like spores, you know?
Well, you look what we have on this planet. We've got such a diverse life here that we've got animals that can change sex. We've got animals that can be both sex. We've even got human beings that can be both sex.
Hermaphrodites.
That's a genetic bodge up, basically.
You literally tell someone to go fuck themselves in the can.
So, you know, you look at it all, and you can have self-fertilizing animals.
That's right.
They fertilize their own eggs. You know, they change sexes.
Yeah.
And so who's to say that on another planet, their evolution forms differently because their physics and their chemistry is different? So they're going to evolve in a different way than what we do. We're only going by what we know because of what we're experiencing from our own evolution. But on another planet, thousands of light years away or whatever, their evolution would work on a completely different scale to ours.
Yeah.
And we can only speculate as to how their evolution would go in certain circumstances.
And as you said, they could be like hundreds, if not thousands, millions of years more advanced than us. Then that means their evolution is going to be way more advanced.
Yeah. Hence why we say that these biosuits, if they're wearing biosuits, their technology would be that compact. You could probably have an entire filtration system in that sort of size.
Yeah. Or one you just shove up your nose.
Because that's the evolution they've had. And when we look, and we've said this before, when you look back at TV shows like Star Trek and movies like Star Wars, I mean, Star Trek, prime example, the international translator.
Yeah.
Or the galactic translator. You stick it in your ear and it automatically translates whatever the being is saying into your language.
Got it on phones.
And look what we've got now with Google. you know, on our mobile phones, we've got that translator. But then in, say, 50 years' time, someone may have that downsized into something that would fit on your fingernail or in your ear.
Well, look at my AirPods, Samsung Galaxy Pods. Those things, you know, they're awesome. Who's to say they're not going to come out with something where you just go dink and it instantly translates, like the Babelfish in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Something like that, you know?
I mean, the latest one I've seen on TikTok now is these glasses, the Bluetooth glasses, and you literally put them on and you can control them by the little buttons that are on the side, right where the lenses are.
That's right.
And you can do your volume, make your calls, you can listen to your music, and it literally, the speakers are right there, and apparently you've got the bone there that actually picks up the vibrations.
That's right.
And puts it through into your ear canal, so you can hear the music like you're wearing earphones.
Yeah.
So we've just proved ourselves that over the last 20 years, that our technology has boosted quite a bit, and we've developed the technology downsized. We've taken earphones that we've had for decades, and we've literally gone and shrunk them.
Yep.
You know, what would that happen with that technology in, say, 1,000 years' time?
Well, I was just about to say, greys are known to have large almond eyes inside huge heads and remarkably small mouths. From that information, it's safe to assume that they are not the dominant species on their planet due to the fact they have a significantly larger range of peripheral vision and very little meat. It's true. They're not the hunters. Have you seen that Geordie LaForge's visor in Star Trek?
Yeah.
Have you seen they've invented the first precursor to that? Blind people that put this like visor on and they can see, but it's sort of like the first computer games graphics, but they can see, and they reckon
there are glasses out there
like that.
There are glasses out there that can stop people from being colorblind.
I've seen those, and they're awesome. I think they're real. They're really
and they've
awesome.
put them on, and they've gone, "Oh my god!" And they've held up different coloured cards, and they've gone, "Yeah, I can see them." But then again, it's these social media videos. How true are they? Because unless you see them in medical journals, how much of that is actually true? So you see a video of this pair of glasses that enables a blind person to see again. If it's that groundbreaking, you would hear about it on national news, national newspapers. There'd be medical journals about it, about the trials and how successful the trials are. You would hear about it in medical journals first before you'd hear about it on social media.
Well, it's like when we said before, like I'm really looking forward to them showing their faces if they are benevolent and stopping all the fucking corruption that's going on with everything. Governments, pharmaceutical companies, energy giants, stopping all that nonsense, allowing all the cures for cancer, the cures for all these diseases come out, allowing all these things that help people see, hear, talk. You know, like myself, I've got a metal leg. I'd love to have a normal leg. I'd love to have a normal fucking hand, you know, all that stuff. And then the energy things. I put a post up on our wall a few days ago. Do you remember the post I put up? I don't know if you saw it, but it had everybody who's invented an alternative source of energy, and they've all died. They've all
disappeared.
Yeah, with an extreme case of suicide. Bullshit. That's what needs to be stopped. All that fucking corruption. All of it.
If there are, we haven't been
paying attention to catch it.
Well, this is what I said last week. I'd watched a documentary about the Earth's electromagnetic field.
Yeah.
The fact that us as human beings and our technology cannot catch the full spectrum of the electromagnetic field. So the theory is now that the UFOs and these alien beings are using some form of technology that allows them to move freely without being seen by actually using the spectrum outside our field of vision. So we can't see them. They're there, but we can't see them because we can't see on the outside of that spectrum.
Well, there's so many reports, isn't there? And including Skinwalker Ranch. There's so many reports of UFOs seen uncloaking and just going poof and appearing and then poof again and gone.
Yeah, and this is where the theory of cloaking devices comes from. Because to be able to resonate a frequency that's outside the Earth's outside our field of vision, it automatically cloaks them because we can't see them.
Yeah.
And there's your cloaking device straight away, just by using a frequency that's outside our field of vision. They're cloaked.
And also another thing that I've noticed has gone dead has been the face peelers in South America. The ones that are on hoverboards that speak with regional Spanish accents.
That's probably because they've all been caught and put in prison.
Or they've been fucking taken out. But the only thing with that is the little girl that got taken and said she saw them, they had these little vials that they took out, and it was that was peeling people's faces off. Is that something they've knocked up? Do you reckon it is gangs preventing people from going near gold mines or near a drugs lab or whatever? Or do you reckon there is something in there? Or could it be military?
No, I think it's got something to do with the drug cartels.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about how much the drug cartels make, the amount of money they have coming in, you know, if you were a drug baron and you were raking in, say, I don't know, $150 million a week, you'd be able to go out and buy a couple of these hoverboards that they've been showing on Facebook and TikTok. Yeah. You know, the guy has the jetpack on with the one on his arms, and they're flying them about across New York Bay and all this lot. You know, $150 million in 1 week. Go and buy a couple of them suits for a couple of $1 million.
I was about to say, they've got the money to do the technology to get that stuff.
Exactly. They just approach these companies and say, well, can we have 4 of them suits, please? We'll give you 50 million quid.
Yeah.
And then 4 suits, they just paint them up, make them look a bit snazzy, jazz them up a little bit, make them look a bit spooky, a bit alien-fied, and off they go, terrorize the local neighborhood. And if you've got a neighborhood or a village where they may not have necessarily know what these things are, if you see 4 guys coming in on this really weird sort of horror thing, screaming and shouting and firing stuff at you, that is enough to scare the living bejesus out of anybody.
Yeah, exactly. And as Catherine's just said in the room, what about different colours? In fact, we spoke about this, didn't we? I'm positive there's colours out there we have no idea about, we've never seen before on other planets, in the spectrums. There may be stuff out there we've never ever seen, and we can't even imagine it. So can you imagine if a colour comes along we've never seen before? Our brains are just going to go. Yeah. You know.
I mean, technically, the likes of white isn't a colour. White isn't a colour. You can't class white as a colour because the white is made up of all the colours of the spectrum. And you put all the colours of the spectrum on a disc and then rotate it really fast, you come up with white. So white technically isn't a colour because it's composed of all the colours of the spectrum.
What you see as a colour.
Oh yeah, that's true. What's it? Catherine said the human eye only has the ability to see red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet spectrum. But the mantis shrimp can see well over 2,000 different colour spectrums. Exactly. Cats see different to us because they have more cones for letting in infrared and ultraviolet. Dogs see differently to us. There's this blue, I think it's blue and yellow or blue and green that they see. I think it's blue and yellow.
Yeah.
Because they're missing certain cones, but they also have the cones that allow in more infrared like the cats do. Their vision isn't as good as cats, but they do have a type of night vision, you know. And we just see, as they just said about that, we only see 20% of the light spectrum.
And can that also be the reason why that animals are more susceptible to the presence of spirits and aliens? Because they can see them and we can't, because they can see a part of the electromagnetic spectrum that we can't see.
How many times have I said in it on shows when we've talked about doing paranormal investigations? I've always said if there's animals there, trust the animal.
Yeah.
Watch the animal and trust it. Cat or a dog, trust it. Because they can see things we bloody well can't. You know,
Yeah, I was thinking of taking a hamster with me on my next investigation.
look, you're a filthy pervert, and you keep that stuff to the bedroom. All right.
Can you imagine that? Take my hamster ball down in an investigation. Yeah, Joe, you're right. Some people can see other people's auras, but that is also down to the ability of the brain.
And is it Corellian photography that can take auras as well?
Yeah.
There are lots of people can see auras. Like with chi, you can see the energy. Like I know how to use the meridians and this, that, and the other, and blah 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 blah. I can't see it, but some people can actually see it. And they can see where it moves, and you know. What? Oh, are you being watched? So like one of our cats is going, what?
Or
We have latent abilities. Can you imagine if we had all the abilities that these other people, and I mean when I say other people, I mean people who've really got abilities, are really gifted, not charlatans, not bullshit artists, but genuinely gifted people. Can you imagine if all of us had all those gifts unlocked, and the eyesight and the hearing, and Christ, that'd be awesome.
I think if you were to do a census now of people that are that open that they can sense these things or communicate with spirit, I reckon if you do the same survey again in 100 years' time, you're going to have that figure doubled.
Yeah, because there's more and more people of the younger generation that have actually been born with it. You know?
I reckon. I personally think it will be the next stage of human evolution.
Why not?
That'll be one of the next, one of the mental stages of human evolution will be that our minds will be more open, whether it's because of outside interference, like ET coming down and saying hello. We're going to give you the method of opening yourselves up a lot more. But I think in 100 years' time, if you were to do the survey again, the number will be significantly bigger than what it is now. Yeah.
I reckon that is the next step in our evolution. That and ascending our vibrationary level and stuff. Definitely. But I do think that a lot of these, I'm really intrigued now about the size of aliens' helmets and heads. Because they do wear massive helmets, ladies. And I do think, thinking about it, as you said about technology, we are already minuscule in technology now. So if their technology is that good, why are their helmets so huge?
Yeah, I think so. Human beings did draw the shortest straw. Snakes and other reptiles have the ability to see heat. Insects can see more than 1 million different images at once and put them all to make one. Groundhogs and naked mole rats see and smells. Evolutionary speaking, human beings drew the shortest straw possible when it comes to outfield of vision.
Yeah, no, they're right. Yes. Look at all the equipment we have to use to see at night and to see in certain spectrums and this, that, and the other. You know,
I mean, 9 times out of 10, most animals have evolved because of their environment, and they've had to.
Well, my dog sees in smells, and she makes damn sure that we know she can talk in smells as well, doesn't she?
Well, I mean, spiders smell through the legs.
I think there's possibly some humans.
They don't have nostrils. Well, they do have nostrils. The nostrils are on their legs.
Yeah, that'd be very strange.
So,
apparently I smell.
Hang on a minute. Oh, I just had a smell.
All right. I don't know. Well, I've just seen the time. We were gonna talk about some cryptids tonight, and I messaged Wayne about one of them. Said, look this up.
I'll do it as well.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next week now. And hopefully Josh will be with us from across the pond. I've really enjoyed the chat room tonight. You guys have actually it's been really good. You've thrown some very good information and points across. So awesome to see. We'll be back next week. Our time is finished because we have other people coming in after us. So our time is finished. Other people are coming on. And remember to join us next week, 9:30 UK time. Which is 3:30 Central Time in America. We come out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We have a TikTok and we have Twitter as well.
Well, you
So,
can come out if you like, mate, but I'm staying quite happy where I am, you know.
In the closet.
He's still in the closet. Yeah, I know. Well, I'm
Yeah.
a lesbian.
I'm staying in the closet.
I'm a lesbian. I like the women, especially one particular woman who's over there chomping on a sausage. Like
I'm going to identify as a strawberry arrow.
a strawberry arrow. That's new.
Yeah, they are new. Strawberry arrow.
Oh,
I saw one in our shop earlier on for £1, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to have that.
why not? And apparently Eric smells with my
Yeah.
Smells with my
What's he yar, Eric?
Do you mean you have a smell? Did you wash your ass? And on that bombshell, we will see you all next week. Thank you for joining us in the chat room. Thank you for joining us as normal way.
You'll
Everybody,
probably do.
we will see you next week. And remember, please keep your eyes to the skies. If you see anything, take a photo, send it to myself, send it to Wayne, send it to Josh. Or you can go to the Dark Mirror Radio Show at yahoo.co.uk. Or go to any of our Facebook things or any of our social media things, drop us a message. So we will see you next week. Thank you very much for joining us. And bye for now. Bye-bye.
Toodles.
Toodles. Toodles.